I don't call over here, I don't call them A&Rs, I call them ums and ahs. It's like they a bit, and then they are a bit, and then it's like you're fucked. The UK music scene kind of makes you rush. It's like you dropped an album, you're hot, yo, we need another one by next Christmas because the market's up 30% then, and the rare, and it's like, hold on, you're an artist, especially ones that write your own music. You write your own music. How the hell have you lived enough in 1 year to write a new album? Everything's too based on the textbook. It's like everyone forgets about how it feels. And just be yourself. If they're gonna love you for who you are, then just be yourself. If they're gonna hate you, just be yourself.
When you're making music, how do you address the fact that you've, like we were saying before, you've grown so much, but the audience may not be able to catch up to your own movement?
You know what, I don't want to start letting off lines from the tape and that, but it's like, for ages, I wasn't like comfortable in understanding that the thought process that I was having as a teenager was not your average thought process that most teenagers are having. Do you know what I mean? It's like I look at collaborating with an American as a flight. Yo, how we doing this? Where we booking? Where we staying? Other people look at it as like, bro, how do you even get my man's email? Do you get what I'm saying? It's just, I just think big. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, for ages, that's hard to digest because it's like, I'm a risk taker. It's like, because I'm confident, it's like I don't mind doing something where if I do it today, someone's gonna shoot me down, but I know in 2 years they're gonna be doing the same thing. It's like people that like were pointing the finger at me for making like certain career choices. Now that they've lived a bit and seen that there is another side to music, when they're going and doing certain things that they would have swore blind they would never do for ignorant, I'm from the block reasons, they want to get in touch with me now just to have a conversation, to think like, how far should I be pushing my brain in terms of where this can go? So it was hard at a time, but now it's like I'm in a space where like I got my hunger back, which is something that I just completely lost for ages, and you can probably tell when I lost it. Do you know what I mean? But you can hear it in my music, so it's like I'm happy for that because I know what it felt like when I made League on my own. I was gassed, and you know I was gassed because I didn't have a single thing to consider when I was making my music apart from showing people that I'm talented. And that's the same thing that came with London, where it's like T.I. basically said, oh, you think you can rap? Get in the studio, make a mixtape, show us. Like, this is a whole new territory, you gotta show people, you know what I mean? And because of what you've done, and you know, statistically what you've done over there, people take the UK market serious. We should be able to pull in some heavy-handed features of choice, you know, for you to go neck and neck with, to show people you're at that global stratosphere of delivery. You know what I mean? Not on like scale statistically, just word for word, because all London Boy is a pack of bars, swear down. So it was hard to digest for ages, but I think more people are starting to get it now, and it's like to the point where even people my age don't perceive me as my age, and it just is what it is. For ages it was hard to digest and understand, but now I'm just like, I'm with it, I'm cool. I'm more at one with myself than I was before, so just gonna reflect in the music.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring out the age, is that, you know, before I was saying to myself like, Chip is really, he's only 22. You know, I think people still haven't got that grasp.
Yeah.
But when I was looking at track listing, one of the songs that kind of stuck out to me in terms of the title was the song Help Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you able to break down what that song's about? Because I haven't heard it.
I would just say this, Delilah, like, I'm glad that, you know, you're like the second person today to mention that track, or even the third. It's like, in terms of piecing the puzzle together, I wanted what I wanted the mixtape to be. She was the last person I pulled in. Well, she's like a extremely talented singer, you know what I mean? She's clipped her own vibe in terms of music. Like, anyone that listens to Delilah's music, I'm pretty sure listens to it for the same reasons as me. She captures a vibe that, you know, not many people can, and I know for certain she's super skeptical about who she works with and affiliates her brand and what she's created with. So when I reached out and she was like, yeah, let's do it, I was gassed. Like, there's no feeling that beats working with someone that you admire. Do you know what I mean? Like, I admire Delilah. Like, artists are afraid or ashamed to admit like artists that they admire. Like, I admire Delilah, like her music. Do you know what I mean? So piecing that together and understanding that she doesn't work with anyone, it's like that audience that she brings to London Boy is like the icing on the cake, where I know even if I don't have your heart yet, I'm gonna have your ears. Do you know what I'm saying? You can come to my CD with your hater ear, but it's gonna be very hard to leave once you listen to it as a body of work still hating. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, you got Movado, you got Delilah, you got Wretch, you got Young Jeezy, you got Skepta, you got T.I., you got Professor Green, you got Meek Mills. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you can tell me when it's been done like that before, then I'll push my release date back.
Yeah. In saying that, we don't even, when you look at the features, that's kind of like, let me not jump. It's almost like, you know, Games Jesus Peace has a lot of like quality features. How do you approach each feature though? Because like saying Delilah is different to Movado.
I approach it on like, what am I trying to capture with the record? You know what I mean? It's like, in terms of features, I never think Delilah was probably the only one where I thought about the artist before I thought about the track. Everyone else is like, who suits the record. It's like, when you hear the Me, T.I. and Jeezy record, you completely get why T.I. and Jeezy's on it. Do you get what I'm saying? But more importantly, it's like, everyone that I put on the CD pushes me, you know, on the artist side of things. You know what I mean? I can't be taking verses lightly because you don't want to get rubbed out on your own track. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was just people that I felt would push me, you know, musically, and everybody did. And bringing it all together, even having Parker on there, who's just been signed by Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean, who made Oopsie Daisy, that people wouldn't know, he may do it like a dude, but he's just been signed by Nicki and now he's doing his own artist thing. The vibe that he brings to the CD as well, it's like, it's all people I can learn from, you know what I mean, and admire their craft and what they do, that pushed me to make sure that, obviously it's my CD, I'm on the majority of it, that I can execute the best of me, do you know what I mean? So that's how I approach my features.
I know for a long time you put out that you want to have ambitions of opening a school. Right?
Yeah.
But I also feel that, you know, where you are today, you also have like an A&R ear as well. Because I've always picked up about you. What's going on now with a lot of the artists, why they're not hitting?
Connecting.
Yeah, what's going on? Because I know you have, you know, from outside, what do you reckon?
This is it, yeah? I say this. I don't call over here, I don't call them A&Rs, I call them and ahs. It's like they a bit, and then they are a bit, and then it's like, you're fucked. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, and I say this to any artist, like, the second you start hearing shit like, from your label, like, yo, we're gonna test this record, like the word test, like my mate Josh from New York told me this, he said, my nigga, when you start hearing we're gonna test that shit, my nigga, run. I was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? I thought about it, like, raw, like, it's true, like we're gonna test your record, or we're gonna put it out and see how it feels. Like, what the hell do you mean you're gonna put it out there and see how it feels? Like, this is my track, we need to go boom, 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 boom. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, what I feel has happened, especially with a lot of the people that came out when I did, you are lost in the success. That's what I think happened, and it nearly happened to me, but the point when I clipped was flying high. Like, I clipped and I snapped out, did flying high. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's very easy to get lost in that world of the UK music scene. Kind of makes you rush. It's like you dropped an album, you're hot, yo, we need another one by next Christmas because the market's up 30% then, and the rare, and it's like, hold on, you're an artist, especially ones that write your own music. You write your own music. How the hell have you lived enough in 1 year to write a new album and put it out? So after 1 year of another album, after 2 years of another album, after 3 years of another album, the feeling that you put into your music gets less and less and less because you're not living, you're just wrapped in what you're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the point where it's album 3 now, and it's, you know, the people that were with you at the very beginning that could hear the hunger, the passion and the story and the personalness in your music, they're not hearing that anymore. They're on to the next person who has. And that person today might be Drake, or The Weeknd, or, do you know what I mean? People that actually execute some real emotion into their music. And then the new kids like Rizzle Kicks. So it's like, you have to try and gauge the space where you're putting yourself as an artist, and that's why I've took the time to even do this project and release it for free as such and as much, because for me, like I said to my guns, the past 2 years, year and a half to 2 years have been more about positioning than they have been stats. Do you know what I mean? And I think in terms of the long game, when you look at it like a marathon and not a sprint, as long as whatever he sold in the past few years, when I can turn around and say to you, come next to me and rap then, let's see what happens. Let's see if your plaque can help you then. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, that's what the past 2 years have been about for me. And now that I've done that, it's like the icing point of that is London Boy. Like, do you know what I mean? It's here, it's packaged, it's here. Listen, just hear me out. This is what I've spent the past 2 years building up to this moment. Then, you know what I mean? I'm on Wiley's next single in the new year, and I will use it as a trampoline. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll be right back into the swing of things of, you know, releasing singles. It might not be straight away, because like I said, I've learned that try and gauge when the people want music from you. And one thing that I'm never gonna do, and I'll stick to my guns, is not rush. Because every single A&R that said to me, yo, you need to put out a single now because this person's coming and that person's coming, and then you're gonna get washed away and everyone's gonna forget you, it's still on my phone line today. So, you know what I mean? You gotta try and gauge where you're at as a person. And I say this to the artists as well. If you wanna know where your song's at, you know, you drop a song and you wanna know where it's at, go out there. Like, I don't think you can, like, YouTube views, no. Like, you can't gauge it off that. You drop a song, like, go out there and see where it's at. Like, literally, when I drop More Money, More Gear, like, no video, no nothing in terms of the urban side of things, I dropped the song, gave it 2 weeks, went to the club, pressed play, I'm looking, like, I'm just dancing around like a clown. I'm looking like, who's singing this? Who's dancing? Like, I know I made it for, so let me see if I'm getting that reaction. Let me see if he's gassed when his drinks comes, when this song comes on. Let me see if she's dancing. Let me see if he's preying her because the song makes you do that. You know what I mean? You have to go out there and look and see where your song is at. I don't think you get a million views, you're gonna go #1 or top 20. I don't want to name you some people that found out it doesn't go like that. You know what I mean? You have to go out there and see where your music's at. So there's that, and not rushing. And once you do that and understand, and if you write your own music, I feel like you have to give yourself some time to live. It's like, I listened to Transition, it's a dark album. I was in a dark place. If I could go back, I'll do it again. Do you know what I mean? But you have to get to that point. Like, the amount of time I've given myself to live now, I can guarantee that I feel like my next album will do statistically well and be an excellent body of work because I've took the time. Like, rushing, say no rush, no fuss, but a lot of people have been rushing and now they're reaping the benefits of rushing.
Yeah, interesting point. I don't feel you always get the credit. Right, I think you do. You're a smart young black man.
Mm-hmm.
Is that intimidating to some people? Because like all the things you've articulated, someone who has a job as an A&R would expect when they say something to you, you listen and you do.
Yeah, cool. I think the thing with me, that a lot of people don't have is like, I'm willing to listen. Like, I listen to everyone. Like, I'll listen to you just as much as I'd listen to, you know, Billy, just as much as I listen to anyone that has something to tell me. I'll listen. What I do with the information after that is completely aside to the fact that I'll listen. A lot of people are just so stuck in their ways that they just end up just thinking that they can just do everything. Do you know what I mean? And the harsh reality is you can't. You know, I never delude the fact that my profession is making music. Do you know what I mean? So, but even with that, if you tell me something that you feel about my track, I'm gonna take it on board because you're a listener. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not thinking, hey, I'm the artist and you're just a listener, so I must be right and you must be wrong. And I feel that that's where a lot of people go wrong, man. You just get too stuck in your ways and you don't listen. You know what I mean? Even with A&Rs, it's like everything's too based on the textbook. It's like everyone forgets about how it feels. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the other day when, I won't say who, but you know, I was sending in a verse for someone's track and then they said the A&R basically, like, they changed the drums on the song. Yeah, so they've sent me back. I've sent my verse to like a demo I recorded and they've sent me back the like their track, and it's like the drums have completely changed, and I'm like, but if you sent me this track with these drums, I would have written something different because I write to instruments. I look at my voice like it's an instrument. You can't just take my track and put it on a song and change the drums. You know what I mean? So I'm in the studio So we've gone over and the A&R's like to me, I'm like, look man, I'm like, the song's a hit anyway, do you know what I mean? It's like, don't overthink it. You're trying to do this, you're thinking about the pre-hook, the rare because you're doing so much thinking about it charting that you're forgetting how it feels. And he said to me about the artist whose track it was, the A&R said to me, well, on the last track we did, I said, let's change this, and we changed it and it went number 3. And I said, well, if you focused on how it felt and you didn't change it, it might have went number 1. There you go. So that's the story about A&Rs for me. Everything that, a lot of A&Rs, I can say I've come across world A&Rs that actually get it and go more by the feeling, but over here, everything's by the textbook. It's literally based on what they think 2 radio stations want to hear. And I think in time that will change, but I don't think it will be tonight. But I'm at a stage where I go by what feels right before what I think people want to hear. What would Chip say to Chip when he was younger? First I say like, why are you so gassed, bro? But then after that I'd probably say like, when you're a teenager, it's alright to be a teenager. When you're an adult, you do what adults do. Don't overthink it and just be yourself. If they're gonna love you for who you are, then just be yourself. If they're gonna hate you, just be yourself. But when you're a teenager, like, it's alright to be a teenager. Like, you're allowed to fuck up. That's what I'd say.